Hello everyone, and welcome back to a brand new season of Let's Play Banished. So, after taking a 2-year hiatus away from the game, we are finally going back to our roots right here. And for this 7th season, we're going to do things a little bit different from the previous seasons. Because in this season 7, we are going to take on a challenge, and it's a toughie. This one is really challenging. And it originated from the Banished Discord server. So if you're interested in doing this challenge or any other challenge for that matter, I would bid you a warm welcome to the Discord channel. I'm gonna leave a link in the description, so it doesn't matter if you're a seasoned veteran, if you're new to the game, or just interested. That place is for everyone. Very welcoming. So let's talk a bit about what the challenge is going to be right here. And we're going to call this town name the Long Night Challenge, something that I think is going to be very appropriate, as we'll see in a few moments here. It's not just a pop culture reference. We have the map sheet right here, in case you want to play along on the same map. And this is actually a predetermined map sheet right here. So this comes along with the challenge. This is not a random one. And the same goes for the terrain type here. So we'll be playing on Bleak Mountains, which is a colonial charter mod map. The terrain size is going to be large, and the climate is going to be something we haven't tried before. And we are playing on the latest release of Megamod 9, and I think this is new because I haven't seen this before, but it is very challenging. As a matter of fact, it's so challenging that it changes the way we used to play the game here. So we need to really take care of this and really focus on making sure our people have plenty of fuel to keep themselves warm here. For this game, we're going to be playing with disasters on. I usually prefer not playing with disasters, but I think being that this is a challenge, we may want to have that one on as well. And of course, the starting conditions are going to be Jack and Jill, the DSSV version, and a Jack and Jill game begins with a couple, uneducated, and they're alone in the Banished wilderness, not a thing with them here. So, for those of you who are somewhat familiar with these parameters, this one is really challenging. So if you're a newer player, I would recommend to proceed with caution. It's doable, but as you'll see, it's going to be very difficult here. And not only are we going to work with only these parameters here, I thought I'd change things up here. And let's try to build buildings mostly from the themed sets. So not go into the standard buildings that we usually do, but I'd like to discover all types of buildings that Megamod 9 has to offer here. So with that said, let's just start into the game here. We're gonna have plenty of time to discuss things. Alright, let's quickly pause the game here because time is of the essence right here. So before we do anything, let's say hi to our Banished citizens right here. We have Ali, laborer, and uneducated. And we have Jelly, age 15, laborer, and also not educated here. Alright, oh, this map already looks quite challenging here. There's snow everywhere. So let's set up our user interface here. Let's start with that. The general statistics, of course, and like an event log. This should all be somewhat familiar to people who have seen my gameplays before. I like this setup, it works very well. If you want to play with a different setup, of course, that's also possible right here. Alright, that's it for the UI, and it seems that we have a lot of hills. A lot of hilly terrain. That's different from the last game we played, where we had a vast area where we could expand with no problems. This one is going to be somewhat different here. We are also quite close to the water here. Not really, but that shouldn't be too long of a distance here. It seems like it starts in the south and it bends all the way to the east right here. Alright. So let's get going here. Let's not waste too much time. So being that this is kind of an expert challenge here, I'm not going to go over the standard things, only things that I think are very noteworthy right here. So as most of you know, if you've played the game before, there are two different types of resources that are crucial to the survival of our citizens right here. Now, the first one, and usually the most important one, is the stored food, because if our citizens run out of food, they'll starve to death. And the second one is going to be stored firewood right here. Now, this stored firewood, if they don't have it when they need it, they're going to freeze to death here. Now, usually they'll starve before they freeze, but as you can see right here, it's minus 20 degrees, which is Celsius, by the way. So that is very cool, and it's early spring here. Now, that's due to the freezing climate that we have selected, and this is so challenging that firewood actually takes a little bit more priority than food here, because they'll freeze to death before they starve. It's that cold. Alright, so let's start working towards making sure that our citizens can survive right here. And let's start in the storage, markets and trade section. As I just said, I'd like to build only from the theme sets here, but not everything is available right here. So every now and again, we're gonna have to pick something from the standard menu right here. So we're going to be constructing buildings and making sure that we have buildings that can produce firewood right here. As a matter of fact, let's check this first. Removal and destruction tools. And I do think we have, yeah, collect dead wood here. This is also firewood, although I doubt that we have anything lying around right here. Yeah, nothing. Alright, that means that we're gonna have to construct a building that can create firewood for us. So if we're going to create anything right here, or build a building, let's start with a stockpile, of course. And it's gonna be so crucial that we really need to save on time right here. So I'm gonna build this as close as I can to a tree right here, just to make sure that we don't waste any time. So let's make a very small one, and I'm gonna place it somewhere where there is no obstruction of any kind right here. And if we do that, that stockpile immediately completes right here. That's great. Well, we might actually want to keep that right here. Now, the first thing we want to be doing is create something that can produce firewood for us. So let's go to the theme sets right here. And let's go for this one here, old hovels. And I want a building that is really cheap right here. So we have this old woodcutter. We haven't seen it before, but it's only 2 logs. It only takes 2 logs to complete right here. So that is very good. And this is all going to be temporary for now, so it doesn't really matter where we put it. I don't need it to be pleasing of any kind, but I do want it to be as close as possible to the stockpile right here, because the old woodcutter requires logs, not only to build, but also to produce firewood, and I don't want the woodcutter to travel long distances to get to there. Alright, and now that we're here, we may as well put down a building too. So let's go here, the OOTW buildings, and let's select this pod right here. And I thought this is a very interesting start, because this survival pod is for 2 persons and it requires no resources to build. So that's basically a free house right here. Yeah, let's also build that as close as we can. I don't want it to actually be adjacent, but I'd like it to be very close here. So let's put it right here. It has no obstructions. It does require some build units, so that's something that we're gonna have to take care of. But we can do that later here. So let's pause this. I want to make sure that we get this woodcutter up as soon as we can. And as you'll notice, I am not building any storage facilities related to food here. We really need to start working on this woodcutter. Minus 20 is way too cold. So we're gonna need 2 logs right here. So let's go to the removal and destruction tools, and let's select harvest trees here. Now, I've tried this challenge before, so I know that it's going to be very difficult to get this to work. So I'm only going to cut down 1 tree here, and that should cover the 2 logs right here. And being that we are doing that, we actually may want to do 2 here. Let's do 2 trees. We're going to need some feed, because the woodcutter also requires logs, of course. And let's get settled here. So we have 2 laborers. There's really no need to get a builder up right now. I'd rather have both workers cut down these trees. And as soon as they... Well, we actually may want to do 1 builder, but... They're going to be working on the trees anyway. Yeah, let's do 1 labor and 1 builder. Let's see how that works out here. Yeah, it's going to come very close. It's going to be down to the wire right here. So let's do 2x, and let's hope that this Benny is not going to run away. They're idling. That is not good. You're a laborer. The builder is actually doing the labor work. Okay. And let's wait until these trees are cut down. And let's hope that that builder, as soon as it has the materials, is going to pick him up, bring him here, and start construction immediately here. And he is. Oh, that's great. That is awesome. Alright, let's pause it because our labor is done with the cutting down of the trees. And I think we may want to... Yeah, we have only 1 log right here. Let's make sure that we already get a little bit of build time on the survival pod right here, because that's going to be very important also. The other route we can take is have them either cut down another tree, so more feed can go into this old woodcutter right here, or we can have them already search and pick up some food right here. Yeah, let's do food. So we're gonna go to storage, markets and trade, and because we are in a situation that we're gonna need every log to go into the woodcutter right here, we're gonna select this storage crate right here, and it has 400 storage, which is really not a lot, but that's going to be enough for our citizens right here. Let's select this one. Oh, this looks nice. And it also doesn't require any resources. It's done immediately as soon as we place it down. It is very small, but it doesn't require anything. Not even building materials right here. So now that that's going to show up, we're going to be bringing those logs to the stockpile right here. And let's grab a little bit of food right here. Not too much. I want to keep every task as small as I can. There you go. We have 4 logs already. That's good news. And as soon as this labor is done, picking up all the food and bringing it to the storage pile. We're gonna see what we can have them do. 23 food. That's really not a lot. So we still have 5 of 8 build time right here. So why don't we pick up a little bit more food? Because we do have 4 logs to start the woodcutting process. That's not too bad. But we have multiple things to take care of right here. That's a little far away though. Alright, let's do that first. Small tasks only. And I'm gonna pause the game as soon as we hit 8 build time right here. Builder is still collecting food, that's good news. 7 out of 8, that's wonderful. There we go. So let's deselect this builder right here. And let's have them work in the woodcutter as soon as possible right here. And now that we have that, let's have the labor... Yeah, let's have the labor complete their food. Let's look it up right here. And as soon as they're done with the food, I'm gonna have them be a builder and complete this house right here. Now we do need to be... Oh, this labor decided that it's a builder. Shouldn't be doing that. Let's hope that that time loss is not going to work against us right here. Only 1 build unit. Oh, yeah, that's something. Alright, let's have that labor be a builder, and hopefully they're gonna find their way to this survival pod right here. And I'm gonna keep a close eye on this one to make sure that they have well, not plenty of firewood, but at least some firewood, because I need this to be stocked as soon as it's completed here. 16 build units, that's a little heavy, at least compared to the wood chopper right here, or the old wood cutter. And let's go 5x for a little while right here. Oh, let's keep the game going. And as soon as this one runs out of source material, we're gonna have to cut down another tree right here. And there we go. So they're gonna place all that firewood on this stockpile right here. And let's cut down one more tree. And a tree that's very close to this stockpile too. He's immediately gonna cut down that tree. That's great news. There we go. Yeah, they're freezing. So let's hope that this house completes before they freeze to death here. Let's go on 2x because I don't want to be wasting any time right here. They're working hard. There we go. Let's hope they start picking up firewood. And they do. Let's hope they make it though. We may need a little bit more food too. So let's deselect this builder. And let's hope there's a little bit more food close by. There's something. Not too much. Alright. That took care of that cold icon. And let's hope they can grab a little bit too. Okay, that's great. So there are no more freezing problems in the short term or in the immediate term. But we need to keep going here because we already ran out of all the firewood. And we need more. It's -4. That's not as bad as the -20. But still. So now that they... Yeah, let's see. Let's cancel all removal right here. That's only the food. Well, let's grab that food actually. And let's grab one more tree. Right there. $21 firewood. 9. That's good. Yeah, let's try to get as much food right here because we still have a little bit of firewood right here. It's not too much, it's probably not enough, but we are out of food. And that is a terrible thing. Yeah, it's a little far away, but I think we should be able to get there. Alright. We may as well speed the game up a little bit right here. Now, a thing about this survival pod here, that it was free in terms of resources, but only 2 people can work in here, or excuse me, live in here, which means that they will not be able to procreate, and that is terrible. So as soon as we are settled right here, we may want to build them a new house because we do need to procreate, of course, or they need to procreate. Yeah, let's grab a little bit more food there. Let's do this in small tasks here. We have 3 logs, that's nice. Let's check to see if there is any dead wood. No, not so far. We have some flags and herbs in there. Our wood chopper is hard at work. That's great news. And let's keep an eye on this labor here. What are they doing? Gathering food. There's no need to keep an eye on this stockpile. That's fine. It's cool and finding someplace warm. Oh, okay, that's great. Alright. It's not freezing anymore, so it's 0 degrees. That's nice. And we have 9 firewood. But the temperature is causing the demand for firewood to drop somewhat. It's still required, but not as much. So we may want to really pile on with the food right here. Yeah, let's collect these wild foods. And let's... Yeah, as soon as this woodcutter is done, let's select another tree. Let's do that in bite-sized chunks right here. Speed it up a little bit right here. Okay, so now that they're out of source material, let's again select another tree. Right there. And now that this woodcutter can't work, because due to the lack of logs right here, it's gonna start functioning as a labor. So that's something here. That's nice. All right, we can go 5x right here. 16 food. I'm not seeing any starving icons nor any freezing icons, which is encouraging, to say the least. Let's be careful with the game speed though, because things can still get away from us really quickly. This challenge is really difficult. Alright, 2x. And now that we're here, we may as well start looking for a new place to live, because this survival pod is not gonna last for too much longer. And we may want to start looking for another place to live right here. Let's go to 1x. So I'm a little hesitant to go out of my way right here and go to the water immediately. The distance is not too long, but we mustn't forget that we're still in a very delicate situation here with the food. Which makes me think we may want to just build a house right here. But of course, we're not going to be thinking about building a house before we're a little better situated here. I want more food and more firewood. Actually, let's go at 1x right here, because we need tools as well. We may want to get that settled before we start moving these people into a new home here. So let's go theme sets right here. And we may want to do the old hovels here too, although I'm not sure if we can afford that. Old barn, old trader. This one, old smith. Yeah, that's going to be quite pricey right here. And while they're working, at least they should be working. I'm grabbing more food. They're working, yep. Select a little bit more though. And if they have tasks to complete, that's gonna allow us to roam in the menu right here. So we have some supplies right here. Makes tools and clothes. It's 44 logs though. That's way too heavy on the price. Colonial buildings. Windmills. Oh yeah, we have so many things to check out here. That's great. Jam shop. Yeah, but I was looking at this one right here. Let's build pieces of the native village. Let's see, a longhouse. No, we're not in need of a longhouse. Could use a little bit more storage though. That's actually pretty cheap. 16 for 18,000 storage. And it looks cool too. Oh, that's great. Sweat lodge, burial ground, medicine man. Yeah, these are all things I have never checked out here, so that's interesting. Needlework, toolmaker. It's 14 logs though. That's that is not cheap. That is not cheap. Yeah, we're gonna be replacing this. Let's just have this one sit right here and have it be on pause, of course, because we don't have the logs. Let's speed it up to 2x, and let's hope our baddies can find more food here. Oh, there's a little bit more food close by. That's nice. Do they still have... Oh, they still have plenty of things to do. I may want to sneak in harvest trees right there. Maybe even this one. 2 logs. That's fine. Yeah, every food we are grabbing off the floor right here, they're immediately consuming. So we need to be careful. Let's zoom out a bit and let's keep checking with this cancel removal job. Yeah, they still have food to pick up, but we need to be diligent about this because I have failed more than once prior to this point, and I want to keep going here. I want to make sure that they're doing a little bit better than before. They're back to work. That's great. Yeah, they're working on the tree, but they should be working on the food instead. If it's up to me. Alright. Let's keep going right here. And I'd like at least 200 food right here. If that's at all possible, of course. 3 firewood. Yeah, still in the summer, they're using it. And the temperatures are already dropping. Alright, let's go off of this 5 eggs. Yeah, let's have them focus on food instead of on logs right now. Yeah, we're having to really travel a lot of ways just to get this raw food right here. Okay. Let's do 5 eggs right here and let's grab another tree. This is the most delicate start I've ever had to face right here. Because I've tried this before and I failed on multiple occasions here. Alright, we have 69 food and 3 logs, which means that our woodcutter should be going back to work after dropping off a little bit more food. 105. Okay, that's not too terrible. That is not too terrible. They're chopping down more trees, which is good. And let's grab 3 right here. That should tie us over for a little bit right here. Let's hope our woodcutter can keep going for a long time right here. And he wasn't. Okay, late summer. Yeah, it's already minus 2 degrees Celsius right here, so that's something. But I think as soon as these trees are chopped down, he should have no problem continuing his work as a woodcutter right here. Alright, 147 food. That's nice. And more logs being cut down here. That is great news. Alright, let's go off of this 5x right here. Yeah, you have 5 logs in your inventory. And more are underway, I'm assuming. I don't think... Oh, we have a little food, so let's keep working on that food too. I think if we have 200, that's gonna tide us over for, well, the medium term, I would say. Yep, firewood is low, of course, yep. But our wood cutter is hard at work. It really would have helped if they had a tool. But it's difficult to get a... Let's see here, 14 logs. Let's see here, can we still see that? Didn't we have a very cheap smithy here? Tiny smith, okay. Yeah, they're all somewhat expensive here. Alright, yeah, let's just focus on the 14 log one. What about our labor here? Let's go off of this 5x. That's a little dangerous. They're idling. Okay, that's no good. We have 18 firewood, but we need more trees. And let's... Ooh, that's a lot, really. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have them chop down a bunch of trees right here. We We also need this woodcutter to keep on chugging along here because we're entering into the winter. It's already -13. And if he runs out, that's GG right there. So we gotta be very careful. But so far so good. We have 18 firewood here. We're gonna be burning through that real quick, but at least it's something. Yeah, both of them are working on chopping down trees. And being that both are working right here, let's cut down these also. 36 firewood, that's nice. Yeah, I want this toolmaker to be up as soon as possible here. We can go 10x for a little while right here, but not too long. Okay, now we have 17 logs. I do want a little bit more though, because I don't feel good with just that number. Because he is going to keep on consuming firewood right here, and we need 14 to complete this toolmaker right here, and that's going to speed up everything. The woodcutter, the work of the laborers, the builders, everything. It's great news. We just consumed a lot of food, which is not so good. I am -21. Ooh, terrible stuff. 7 logs, that's something. But our woodcutter has 8 in its inventory, which means they can keep on producing firewood for a longer time here. And I'm seeing that this stockpile is getting a little bit full. So let's create another one. Maybe right here. Yep, it immediately completed. That's nice. Alright, is there anything that they're working on? No, they're idling. So 16 logs, yeah, that's not enough. 56 food is also not enough, so let's grab a little bit more food, after which grab these trees right here. And we just want to survive the winter here. That's what it's all about. There they go, more trees. And we have 87 right here. That's nice. So I think it may be time for us to start putting some logs at the toolmaker right here. The reserve of logs is low. Yeah, absolutely. So 6 out of 4. We need to cut down a little bit more, but let's focus on the food first. 56, that's something. Alright, being we have 93 right now, so we could stop this woodcutter from working and have them cutting down trees or grabbing food, whichever they're focusing on at the moment. But I think that 93 firewood should be able to tide us over here. Now, as soon as we see this drop, we're immediately gonna have someone produce more firewood. But so far so good here. Okay, there we go. We have the toolmaker, so let's have one laborer be a builder, and hopefully they're going to be constructing this toolmaker in no time. And let's actually check to see. They completed all the work, which means that our free labor should focus on grabbing more food here. And yeah, that's far away too. That's a little bit scary right here. -16, but the firewood's holding up. Alright, 10 of 22. as soon as we have tools, that's going to make all the difference here. Mm-hmm. 120 and 155, which is nice. And let's wait for this tool maker to complete right here. All right, cool. So now that we have this tool maker here, we can produce wooden tools, we can produce stone tools, and we can produce iron tools right here. So it's a little bit expensive with the wooden tools because that's 2 logs that we're going to be needing for many more things here, but I think it's worth it. So let's immediately have someone work there and create wooden tools for us. And I think that takes care of most things here. They have a house that they can live in, not one that they can procreate in, but they're alive, which is nice. We have food for them, not too much, and we have firewood for them, which is all good news. Grab a little bit more food and a couple more trees. Oh, that's actually a lot of trees right there. All right, let's keep going here. Well, yeah, it looks like they're idling, but they aren't. Let's keep a close eye on the tool maker, what it is producing. There they go, 1 wooden tool. Gonna need a little bit more though. Alright, yeah, that firewood is really holding on strong here. And we're in late spring, and we're back to -1 here instead of 20. That's nice. Alright, produced 3 wooden tools. Yeah, it doesn't show an animation, but they're definitely working. That's nice. Okay. 1 has a tool, that's great. So let's look for a little bit more food. Oh, that's a lot of food, that's great. And have the toolsmith keep on creating tools for us. Let's hope he picks up a tool himself quickly. That's gonna speed things up. It does have wooden tools in the storage crate, but refusing to take it. And now they do. Awesome. Reserve of tools is low. Yeah, that's obvious. Alright, so let's go to 1x right here. Let's actually pause the game just to make sure that things don't get out of hand here. I'm also going to unassign this tool maker for right now. We only have 3 tools, but this should tide us over for now. And we don't need to look at this one. So this was quite the challenge right here in episode 1. And we are not even close to the amount of productivity we have done in the previous seasons, but as you can see, this is very, very challenging. And exceptionally so with the firewood right here, because those freezing weather conditions, they can be really tough right here. And we dropped half a heart, which is also no good. We need to keep an eye on that. And the happiness is really not so good right here, so that's going to require a little bit of focus as well. But we took care of all the essentials right here. We gave them a home, we gave them some tools, we gave them food, which we're storing in this storage crate right here, and they have firewood. So I'm calling that a win. So I think we're gonna have to really look into the short-term planning on what we want to be doing here. Because we are, or at least I think we should go to the water as soon as we can. That's gonna open up a lot of options for us, but this is kind of a long commute. This is a long commute. Alright, but that's something we're gonna have to take care of in the next episode, because we are out of time. So I like to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you in the next episode too. Thanks everyone.